What's up guys, MJGB here, bringing you another Call of Duty gameplay commentary, and yes, I've got 1,000,000 CoD points, but more of that on a later video. For now, we're playing some Search and Destroy on Cracked, and I'm running the Galil with Suppressor, Dual Mag, Ghost, Warlord, Ninja, Tomahawks, Concussions, Claymore, and Enthusiasm. That's the main winning perk for you. Now, the score is in the title, 8-0, it's a small and flawless game, and I get a few assists too. But I chose this game mainly because it demonstrates a bit of skill in Search and Destroy, because obviously the actual act of it requires some level of skill. But the first round's very offensive, the subsequent rounds I know what the enemy will expect me to do, and I counter that. It's basically the whole just being able to outplay your opponent. It's just a big game of chess, but with more guns and less women. Oh. Anyway, I wanted to talk today about bizarre injuries and illnesses that you may have had, because I myself am horrifically accident prone. And you probably would think, oh, I'm accident prone, I fall over a bit, nice tomahawk, but I am very accident prone. So my first injury of note would be my broken nose. Nothing too interesting, broken nose, lots of people have it. But nice tomahawk. But the way that I broke my nose is a bit unique. So I don't know if any of you other young lads, or when you were young lads, ever did the whole, I've got a hockey stick, I'm going to tuck it underneath my friend's legs, pull it back, and so it hits him in the, yeah. Well, I did that to one of my friends in school, and he turned around and twatted me in the face with a hockey stick, bruising my face and breaking my nose. I can't be too sour because, yes, I did deserve it, but I've got a broken nose since, and so I have like a proper ridge, which is very noticeable. It's giving me a very unflattering nose, which is quite big, so. But anyway, moving on. My second incident is a bit more interesting and a bit more severe. So, I got tree bark stuck in my eye when I was playing out as a young teen, and this is one of the scariest moments of my life, because we all know that, like, if you get scratched or something on your skin, it might hurt a bit, but it's not that bad. You just think, oh, it'll heal. When something happens in your eye, you get freaked out a lot. So I was panicking, and I was like, oh, no, I'm going to die, because I'm a bit of a hypochondriac. So I'm there trying to get this piece of tree bark, which was lodged in, like, the little circle bit, where if you look in your eye, like, nearer to where your nose is, that little circly bit, I had a bit of tree bark there. So I tried to get it out with a cotton bud, or a Q-tip for American listeners, and I simply lodged it in further. So then I had to go to the hospital. So I went to the accident emergency, where they told me I had to wait for a couple of hours because they were busy. That's not anything you want to hear when you go to accident and emergency. If it's an emergency, you don't expect there to be some big queue. But anyway, I waited around for a couple of hours. By the time the nurse got to me, it had moved more behind my eye. So she gave me the eye drops to numb it, and then she had to rummage around. So I got it out, but not until after she told me that if it had scratched me at any point, then I would have been blinded in my right eye, which is always a nice thing to think about. My most infamous injury, though, which gave me near celebrity status in my school, was I broke my arm. Oh, breaking your arm, you just get a bit of a swell. Mine was a bit more severe, and any of my friends or anybody who knows me can vouch that my broken arm is probably the most horrible broken arm incident that they've seen. Unless they watch, like, break.com videos, in which case it's quite mild, but. So anyway, we were playing rugby, me and a group of friends, and a lot of other students in the school got involved. It basically just turned into a big rugby orgy without the orginess. So, and we're just running about, playing rugby, it's getting quite rough, and then I don't have the ball, but I get tackled from behind. So it turns out that a guy who I'd had an earlier incident with, well, he decided to try and get a bit of revenge on me, because I beat his ass in the first bit. So he tackled me, which when I put my arms out in front of me, I snapped my right arm in two. So I snapped the forearm in between the wrist and the elbow. So yeah, picture that on your arm, and then just imagine it just snapping. Yeah, I'll have a picture at the end of this video of what the swan neck break, which is what it's called, looks like, but there's only pictures of it on a finger because that's where it's a common injury, on the finger. But this applied to my arm, so you'll see that and you'll think, oh, that's nasty, and you'll think, holy shit, that was on his arm. So it was such a rare injury that when I went to the hospital with the whole ambulance, laughing gas, morphine, that was a great day. But the doctor told me that I was the first person he'd seen with that sort of injury, and it was the first person in that hospital, so there was a lot of the doctors, junior doctors, all coming up to me having a look like, oh my god, that's freaky. So, to give you a bit of a scale of the severity of my broken arm, it required 2 operations, over 40 stitches, 2 metal rods in my arm which have now been removed, 8 months in a cast, and I've got 2 big noticeable scars on my arm. But it gave me some sort of popularity, just unfortunately in the same sort of respect as a circus freak, but still, it gave me some sort of popularity. And it's always cool to have a unique story to tell people. So I was the freak at school who snapped his arm in two playing rugby when I was only 5'2" and weighed about 6.5 stone. Anyway, that isn't even my most bizarre injury. My most bizarre illness, injury, whatever, was I got a rash on my arse. So that's embarrassing, just having to say to your Mum, I've got red shit all over my arse. No, I wouldn't have said red shit because you would associate. But I had red stuff all over my arse. So I went to a doctor and he diagnosed it as an allergy to a type of yeast that grows on the human body. And I was allergic to the contact with this yeast. So in effect, I was allergic to human bodies and human contact, which is never good. So I had it cleared up through medication, but it makes me wonder, if I hadn't have had that cleared up, then my relationship with my girlfriend would be like both of us as big daddies in the big massive suit and just no sort of physical contact. It would be quite a awkward relationship. So, community of YouTube, what have been your weirdest, I said that a bit weird, weirdest. What have been your weirdest injuries or your illnesses or your accidents? Do any of them beat mine? Do you have some really outrageous ones? Did like Bruce Willis deck you in the legs with a hockey stick or what? So let me know in the comment section below right after you've liked the video, and subscribe should you not already be following me. I've received lots of positive feedback on previous videos, and I'm very, very grateful for all that and all the comments and all the likes and all that I get. So I'm excited that the channel is growing, and hopefully you'll enjoy my future discussions. So please do stay tuned for all the future content, and I'll be doing more than Call of Duty, so await that. So until next time, guys, take care, and here is that picture of the finger thing, but imagine it as my arm. Yep. Enjoy, guys.